It's the shit that was said just before going live. Hello everyone. Uh, Damn, I gotta get better at recovering from that kind of shit. Hi, I'm Gilbert Ramos. I'm your story guide for today's Scion Chronicle. We have been going for 25 episodes. This is the 25th episode, and this will likely be the end of season 1. It's been a hell of a journey, and God, it's gonna be so good. I have no announcements. There was a lot of stuff that happened this week. In regards to Onyx Path, they had their Indiegogo fully backed, and we thank everyone who did that. This month, July, because it's the 3rd today, that's how time works, their celebration of the 10 years of Onyx Path, their TTRPG of focus is the Chronicles of Darkness. So there's going to be discounts, there's going to be a lot of heavy focus on that during this month of July. So look forward to that, because we do love some World of Darkness, Chronicles of Darkness. Same, kind of, yeah. All right. Well, my fumbles aside, let's go ahead and meet our Scions, shall we?
Hey guys, Charles here. Yeah, looking forward to wrapping things up in a pretty bow.
Hi, Gregor here. So I kind of... Does anybody know any new Lovecraft jokes? I only know old ones.
Hi, MAJIN. Yeah, let's get the show on the road.
I actually thought he was going to say Chronicles of Narnia, and I got really, really excited. But then it got all edgy and emo, and then I was like, well, okay, fine. Chronicles of Darkness is cool, though.
Indeed. Gotta dip my toes further into Chronicles of Darkness. It'll be very interesting. As far as Lovecraft jokes, I don't think I know any new ones either. I think I only know old ones as well, but, you know, from what I can vouch for, they're all pretty great. So, don't look at me like that. We're gonna jump right into today's episode of Scion Godsend.
Do you feel better for that? Like, does that make you feel good?
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of great old ones, Gregor, please, if you would kindly give us a recap.
I resent that statement. I am a scion of an elder god. Anyways, so last session, I kind of went crazy for a couple seconds there. You know, nothing major happened. Nearly tried to run somebody over, but you know what happens. Was really actually, you know, realizing that everything I was told was a lie, and that Phil was actually one of my best friends before we both came into existence. And then, there was a bunch of drama related to the fact that he was my friend, and I nearly died to save him before we came here, and I killed him. Majin went and took a very "you were friends, why are you betraying him now" vibe. I was taking the decision was already made, let him stay dead kind of thing. Charles had reached Zen and was more or less mediating for a couple of seconds there. Unfortunately, talks broke down. Majin went away to the open road where he can clear his head best with the wind in his hair. And then while all that was happening, we got teleported to a beach. And then Charles went for a swim and happened upon the exact right school of fish to be delivered safely to that dragon's lair. After a couple of hours of being in that lair, which to him appeared to be about maybe 30 minutes, he appeared before us riding a dragon. Very confusing, very terrifying. I thought we were going to die, but then I saw Charles. Yes, I forgot the half-brother. He did in fact encounter his half-brother, who said something to the effect of, "Hey, our dad is a bit of a problem, and now he's going to have to deal with that possibly." Gun was pointed. Gun goes down when I see Charles. Just slack jaw. Just
I'll point them out. Yeah, those are my friends down there. And thanks for the heads up on holding on. That was so much faster than my cloud. I borrowed a ring.
I will stay in my unassuming mortal form. And I will genuflect appropriately.
hi, Charles.
So I found Ryujin
Hi.
and returned the sword.
I thought you were going to get somebody to guide you.
Well, yeah, they guided me straight to his front doorstep. I didn't realize it was his. I asked for an emissary, and here we are.
Good for you. Everybody needs those one every once in a while, right? That's what I'm told. Yeah. Nice to meet you. I'm Gregor.
I'll hop off.
I continue to kneel and wait to be addressed.
It's royal.
I will look up, kind of not irritated, but like perplexed a bit. Yes, we are honored to be in the presence of the Dragon King of the East. Stand up, kind of dust off my knees. A you day, you say? Well, the ocean waits for no one. Well, I wish I could say that our call is purely social. Charles did have a matter that he wanted to tend to. I'm guessing that was handled. Manner of speaking.
He teleported us right here. You don't need to do that. I had nothing to do with it. I'm just here because I follow him. Not the type of follow I'm using. Not that way.
No, we're just friends. My disciple's a pack of wild dogs that are going around and spreading my word, probably in the northeastern United States.
Well, we wouldn't wish to trouble you on such a holiday, considering there are matters of deep import that require discussion. So if there is something that we'd rather reschedule, I just kind of blink at him. I look around. Is this where we want to talk? It's more prying ears that I'm concerned about, because these are of matters most divine, if you will.
I'm down for trips.
It would be advised to maintain discretion. I think it and its contents are probably good here. I don't think the birds are gonna have a problem. If we're not worried about anybody intercepting it out here, are we, Gregor?
I'm gonna walk over to it, yell inside, "Guard the van!" Cool, it's gonna be fine.
You
Sure.
be advised.
As his teeth start to sharpen, I'll lean into Gregor and be like, "This is my favorite part."
Oh no. Okay, climb on.
Oh yeah, I will find a place to cling.
I will hop on the spot I was on before.
I'll be fine.
Like a human. Holds on as tight as possible. I don't imagine there's anything I can wrap around myself. Yeah, that's the best I'm gonna do. I am not a strong man.
So, what's up, brother? Oh yeah, I got boots out of it, or sandals, I guess. Appreciate it. It's yeah. Well, um, I mean, there's no strangers here, man. We're family. We're family. So, but it is nice to meet you. I'll walk over and extend uh, a handshake. I'm pulling a man for a hug. So, yeah. Uh, I mean, I hear the stories. You're the first I've met. Um, but yeah, uh, it's cool. It's cool to know that there's people out there, family out there. So uh, I'll be honest, not much. I'm new to all this, so I'm still learning the ropes. You could say it's only been like a month and something like that. And yeah, it's been a wild month. So uh, yeah, I had to take a friend to California, and I guess that was my first quest. Uh, so, but yeah, yeah. Oh, that's freaking amazing. To be honest, that's yeah. I mean, you can't get a better title than that. That's Uh, yeah, I mean, if you got questions, I mean, ask away. I mean, you know, um, I'll be honest, I don't know much. I met Dad, you know, Pop maybe twice, you know. Uh, but besides that, you know, I lived most of my life in an orphanage, so yeah. Uh, I mean, that's life. I got a sweet bike out of it. You know, two good friends. You know, they're practically family. So, uh, there's my trainer. Um, I don't think he's, you know, like I don't know. He just pops out of buildings with a horse sometimes. I never caught his name, to be honest. He just wakes up and kicks my ass. Um, yeah, I, I would love, I would love to wake him up one day and kick his ass. Oh hell yeah! I haven't seen him in the last few days, which is weird. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've been doing a lot, least to say. So, uh, yeah, I'll start telling him my adventures. You want me to tell him? Tell him? Okay. I'll be. I mean, I would. I'm pretty much open book at this point. Maybe this is a flaw, but you know, he's family. So, um, yeah, he's pretty much telling him everything. He's showing him the photos, except for Royal. He's not going to talk about Royal, because he made you know that pack. But yeah, he's going to be showing him photos and you know tell him that hey, we met a couple of dragons. Some of them are pretty cool, and you know, yeah.
Excellent. Just realized that my sound was off for a good, probably about 10 minutes. That's okay. We'll deal with it in post. But you tell him everything, nearly everything. He seems genuinely interested, not necessarily, in a nefarious where they're hanging on and sort of looking for something, but he seems to be just bonding. It's an interesting. It's a good feeling. He picks out some of the pictures. You have pictures of Sun Wukong, and he points it out and says, "I remember him. We clashed a couple times."
What you mean clash? Like you fought Sun Wukong?
Yes, in my mortal life, I was a great warrior. I like to think that I'm still a great warrior. But I made my way through China, is what I'll say. And for the honor of our family, I took large portions of land, and I did what was necessary for our empire. He was kind enough to accept a challenge after appearing, and accept a challenge. You're aware of a Varga, yes?
Yeah.
Something like that. He lowered himself to my level, and we had a few wrestling bouts. Me being who I was, and he being who he was, I can leave it to your imagination what happened. But it was an experience, and after my apotheosis, I sought him out again for a rematch.
I would imagine. Shoot, that's wild, man. Respect.
He's a good man. He's not all there, but he's a good man.
Yeah.
You guys continue bonding. He after you tell him everything, he tells you a little bit about himself. He as he said, he made his way through China. He helped greatly in the conquest of the Jin dynasty. The Jin dynasty in China. He helped in the Tangut Empire and the Kharazmid Empire as well. He did a lot in his lifetime. He in life, from what you're gathering, he's telling you, he did everything for his family. He wanted to serve his family and bring his family up, raise them up into glory. He had a Christian wife we worked very closely with, sort of blending cultures and beliefs. He helped shape the administration of the Mongol Empire. He was widely loved, widely well received as a person. He unfortunately was not alive for as long as he should have been. He is a god now, but he is an interesting case in which he died and then ascended to godhood. he doesn't speak too much on this, but go ahead and give me integrity and whatever attribute you think you would need to kind of read between the lines and garner some more information.
I would say either cunning or manipulation.
By all means.
Three successes.
3 successes. You don't have to pry this out of him too much, but he speaks of his brother. His brother was named Ogadai Khan. His elder brother was someone he looked up to greatly, someone he admired, someone he had always swore to protect and to support and to prop up. Ogadai fell sick, gravely ill. Shamans and diviners had no understanding of how to cure him. They tried everything under the sun, and the determination at the end of it was that a ritualistic sacrifice must be made. The death of one of his own family members. Talawi immediately volunteered, swearing, upholding his oath that he would always uphold his brother and to support and to, prop him up. Ogadai was to be the second great Khan, and he willingly died so that that could happen.
That's pretty fucking intense. I imagine the wife didn't really like that.
He kind of gives a smile and says, "Not at first, no, but she understood my oaths. And we are both honored next to Father in his temple. Her for her understanding and her own works, and me for my sacrifice. Family is incredibly important to me. The title and the mantle be damned. If I was a mortal man, if I was Titan, Dragon, God, Scion, it doesn't matter. If I was the lowliest of ants, my family would be everything. I sought you out to be sure that you're safe, and I want to know you. And I want to understand, with you being the youngest brother, I want your voice heard. So when I ask about our father, I want you to understand that there is no shame in criticizing your family. When you love someone, you hold them accountable. If you've only seen him twice in your entire time as in these adventures, I would say that that's a fault.
I mean, I guess I'm used to it, so it's not something that, it's I guess affected me a great deal. I will say, once I get, a little more oomph under my belt, I'm gonna call him out. We're gonna have to throw hands at least once, just for the principle of things. All right. But there's no like ill will, I mean, you all are gods, I got stuff to do, things to do. I get it.
There is Divinity is no excuse for negligence. The spirits demanded my death. My brother lived, and our empire fell. Everything that followed after was due to negligence. You are your own man. You can do what you will. But Father should see you more. And he should take a more active role in his family's lives. Divinity is no excuse for neglect.
Bye. Bye.
I would.
Daddy, no little ladder.
Okay, baby, I got
Okay,
you.
yes. Yay, yay, do.
Speaking of family,
Yeah. We can cut away if you need to go take care of some stuff, buddy.
yeah, give me a second.
No worries. With those words weighing heavy in the air, we rejoin Charles, Gregor, and Royal, having burst through the water and rocketing down to Ryujin's palace. You see it's made of coral and marble and gold. In this little pocket space, air has emerged from within and sort of created a dry space where the palace stands. Gregor, you're able to breathe freely now, as is everyone. But he, instead of sort of just dropping you guys off and walking with you through the gate, you see he rushes past everything, going through the halls, down hall. You see flashes of armor and gold, and arrives in a very large, lavish space. There are many cushions and couches and sort of blankets and things just kind of in this, it's like a comfortable room.
Okay.
Everybody good?
That was an experience.
Yeah, the first time can be a little bit rough. How are you doing over there, Charles?
It was more fun the second time.
Yeah. Royal?
I look at Ryujin gravely. He seems to be having a great time, and I feel really bad about being the one to absolutely shit all over his parade. So I don't really talk about the experience. I will look him straight in his lightning face. He's still in dragon form, yeah.
Correct.
Then I will say, in order to properly convey the gravity of the situation, I feel it may be best to be communicated formally. So I will take a few steps back and allow my great form of the dragon to take over. And I will also imbue for majesty, because I feel that it's warranted in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that there is no mistaking my messaging or my sincerity, I bring forth my soul egg, and I will put it down between us. Through this, you will be able to divine the core of my intent, and should you deem this message to be of ill, you will have the means with which to annihilate my very concept from this universe and any other. I stand up straight to like my full height. And I take a deep breath, because I haven't addressed a king in who knows how many lifetimes at this point. I will say, I, Royal of the Naga, the Great Eminence reincarnated, the ruler maker, and vizier to those who would be king, beseech your highness for a moment of your infinitely valuable time to bring tidings of a situation most dire. Dragons, worldwide, are being scapegoated by a presence from beyond time and space. Gods believe that we are at fault for a number of tragic instances of life loss and violence throughout the world, be it New Orleans, Tucson, or others. We've been led to believe that the machinations of one that calls themselves the King in Yellow, or Hastur in some circles, has been activating agents of chaos within the human populace in the orchestration of a grand plan to bring about the collision between our faction and others. As you are aware, given our recent emergence, we are ill-positioned to wage war on multiple fronts, let alone against an enemy as entrenched as the gods of this world. And making no mention of these ancient gods from a lost time. So it is my wish that you, the greatest of the long, Lord of the Pacific, take counsel with the leaders of other flights in an effort to curb the worst of the violence that is sure to take place due to these misunderstandings and lies. They must be made aware of the truth of the threat before us. These ancient liars and beings of unknowable power and inconceivable agendas are taking root and leaking their corruption into the world that we would seek to inhabit and thrive within.
No
These
offense taken.
These brave scions, and another who has taken a sabbatical of sorts, have found themselves at the center of this conflict due to the nature of their relationships to agents of this seeping chaos. The return of your lost possession by an agent of the Wukong is a clear indication of their intent to calm the waters of tension between your tribes. This non-aggression is the only way forward, as direct confrontation would be detrimental to all involved, save those who would see chaos reign. So, it is the advice of the Vizier of Viziers that the flights take the initiative in forging alliances with the pantheons of human worship until this threat has abated, after which we can resume our contentious affair for continued existence and dominance despite the Titan's best efforts to annihilate us all. And I will bow my head and wait for him to either address me or annihilate my fucking egg.
Gregor Charles, you see the draconic form changes in Ryujin. He looks down at the egg, and lightning begins to crackle beneath the scales. The physical form shifts in and out as he becomes lightning, maintaining the appearance of a dragon. Those eyes never fade. Looks from the egg to you, Royal, as the static crackles throughout this space. I, Ryujin, Dragon King of the East, and Lord of the Pacific, hear you, Royal Grey. Reincarnation of the Grey Eminence, you have changed.
For the better, I hope.
I thank you for coming to me with this. He looks down at your egg. You don't remember me, do you?
I'm sure I will. In time.
I won't spoil it for you, but we have met before. You may withdraw your egg. It's no longer necessary. We're old friends, Royal.
I don't take my eyes off of him, but I kind of reach forward and clutch it and let it go back home. I look around to the others. He's not gonna kill us.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We're friends.
I wasn't worried about that.
In matters of diplomacy, it would be best for you to take his advice and to be on edge. When the Grey Eminence is nervous, when he is cautious, it would behoove you to be cautious as well. As I
Well-
said, You may not remember. You may not remember me, Royal. But you advised me once long ago. Everything you say here kind of looks to Charles and Gregor. I will seek out the other flights, but my domain is the sea. The kings of the oceans, I do not claim dominion over them. The Pacific is the largest, but I would never extend my power beyond what is necessary. You have my words for what they are, for what weight they may carry.
Then perhaps it is an ambassador that you need. Someone to carry your message so that they don't necessarily think that you are acting in dominance, but in collaboration. I will very, again, without taking my eyes off, I'm going to gently kind of put a hand on top of Charles, like over him, and very gently like pat him.
You do this. Region's still crackling and lightning, fading from scale to that raw energy. Kind of looks at you, Charles. An ambassador.
I'll move my thumb so we can see.
It would be a great surprise to many for a child of Sun Wukong himself to serve me as an ambassador.
I feel like he's proven himself quite worthy.
I think it's something I'm meant to do. I'll like pipe up from under the like paw.
I'll relieve him. I just didn't want him to get eaten.
When I get up, I'll say, you know, I think it's something I'm meant to do. I think it's a role that like I was made for. It's gonna sound weird, but I have like this cloak, this armor, like it magically appeared once I reached a certain level of training, and it says Thunder Dragon or Thunder God of the Water Dragon, and I didn't know what to take of that at first. I thought it meant like to earn sovereignty over dragons, but I think it means to be a voice for the water dragon, to be a being for them.
There's a smile that creeps upon his lips. Royal, you may recognize the smile as something sly, as something, he has a personal joke in his head.
I feel like this could go 8 million ways, so I'm going to utter something to him gutturally and reptilian, hopefully in a fashion that my friends will not understand. But what I say to Ryujin is it's more a question. It's a quandary. You wouldn't dare take one of the Wukongs as your own, would you?
There's a chuckle that almost sounds like the low rumble of thunder. Distant thunder is heard throughout this space. He looks to Charles, then back to you, Royal, and says, the things I would dare to do are between Sun Wukong and myself.
Then, if it pleases the king, I would think that Charles requires a bit of mental preparation before the assumption of such a role.
I think you are correct. He drops the language of dragons in favor of something that all can understand. Charles.
Yes.
Raijin may have something to say about your title. He is a close friend and neighbor, but I think that can be settled at a later date, perhaps as part of your training.
So, is this saying you'll train me?
I accept.
I back up. I also will back Gregor up.
And what of you, little one? What is your role in this?
I am directly opposed to the King in Yellow, and am inclined to inform you never to say his name. Looks over at the dragon that keeps saying his name, as to do so gives him knowledge and power each time.
My dominion is vast, and I would never extend past what it may carry. But I recognize no king here but me.
I understand that, Your Highness. And as such, I would still urge you not to say his name. It has ill effects on any mortals that should hear it, and spreading it in any case can be dangerous.
Are you to be my ambassador as well, Gregor?
My part to play is involved in the fight against the King in Yellow. I am as much. While there is somewhat of a desire, I should not be heavily associated with you in such a way, as I must stick to my role.
A role that you have not yet clearly defined.
To defy the King in Yellow.
Opposition is not a role, Gregor DeWitt. It is an action.
That is my role to play in this conflict. Solely defiance.
He has nonetheless proven unwavering in his support of Charles, their fellow MAJIN, and the task that lay before them.
MAJIN.
The third, yes. As I said, he is on sabbatical.
He was unable to make it due to situations outside of his control. I do not think he would like me just saying it. Personal things and all that.
I understand. I will seek out who I can in other flights. I will set the meetings. Charles, so long as you are my ambassador, your words will be mine. Your actions will reflect this palace and the dominion of the East. Are you prepared for that responsibility?
I am.
Any action against you is an action against me. Are you prepared for the repercussions of what that means?
I believe so. As long as you're saying you're not going to respond to any provocations against me, and that you're expecting me to defend your honor on your behalf as long as I am your ambassador, then yes, I fully accept those repercussions.
As someone who has the loyal servant neck, is he prepping him for loyal servant, or is he prepping him for an imbuing?
He's prepping him for imbuement.
If it would please His Highness, we will abscond to another chamber so that personal matters can commence.
By all means.
I will spend for my, again, modest human form. I get real modest real fast. Come on, Gregor, let's take a tour, yeah?
Sure.
I will give Charles a reassuring pat between the shoulder blades. We'll be here when you are ready.
Okay.
You depart from this space.
I'll walk out.
Yeah.
Charles, you're left alone with the Dragon King himself. My agents, my ambassadors, are extensions of my will. There is no honor in being unable to defend yourself or the one that you serve. Make no mistake, this is servitude. Voluntarily and not eternal. But this will be servitude, Charles.
Okay.
Though the Grey Eminence himself says you are formidable, I find it better to ensure such things for myself. Lightning strikes you, Charles.
Again?
They do say once you are struck by lightning that it is more likely to happen again. And indeed, lightning envelops your body. Not the same feeling. It's not warm. It doesn't singe you or burn away your skin, your hair. It's cool and inviting. Happens in a flash. After it fades, you see in your hand the blade you had given to Ryujin, the one that you had returned, crackling with static. Now, wreathing in static and lightning along the blade's edge. There's coloration along the cutting edge. This sort of off blue. Though you've just returned this to me, this will be your badge of office for so long as you serve me. And if you there is something special about a warrior's sword. This may become a piece of you. This may become a piece of your legend. As such, if that is the case, who would I be to deny it to you? But that is a conversation for another day. So long as you serve me, this will be your badge of office.
I'll bow. Thank you. I appreciate it.
As my ambassador, Charles, I hereby grant you a portion of myself, a portion of my power, some dominion over the sea. You will walk freely in this space. The water will not take your life. The creatures will know you. Some may serve you. All will respect you. Rise now, Charles, as my ambassador on matters beyond mortal comprehension, and a warrior for this palace.
I'll rise. I'll sheath the blade. What does this mean as far as my relationship with Sun Wukong goes?
There's a smile on his lips. I would never extend my dominion past what is owed. I am not going to cut you off from your father. If he has an issue with your servitude, give him my address.
Okay. Do you want me to like drop a geopen right here so that we can?
He shrinks down. The lightning kind of crackles a bit as he returns once more to that modest form. The white V-neck, the loose sweatpants, and he says, "Yeah, I mean, sure. If you just drop it right here, it can be a little bit difficult to find. And your dad has a terrible sense of direction."
Yeah. That makes two of us.
The storm over.
It does. It does appear to be more calm.
Well, either Charles is ash or he's fine.
I'm sure he's fine.
It's the only one way to find out.
Royal Gregor, you guys said you guys were taking a little bit of a tour. How far did you guys wander, just out of curiosity?
Far enough away that any screams would be muffled. But not so far that I wouldn't be able to smell a new hatchling.
Understood. Not
Remains.
not exactly a new hatchling, but you can definitely smell a unique blend of divine and draconic. You would know from the scent that Charles has been given a gift, or at least is carrying something that is allowing him to blend into two worlds.
Sure, it's kind of like I did for MAJIN.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unique scents are given. So you don't wander too far.
No.
Royal, though, I will say, as you walk with Gregor, you know where to turn. You know where to stop and which doors to avoid, and you're not entirely sure why.
It's always confusing. It's like living my own life through somebody else's eyes. It's just awkward.
Sounds like a pain.
Sometimes it can be.
Hey, can you stop saying his name, by the way? Like, every time you say that, there's a chance that somebody else will say that in front of mortals, and that, like, is really bad for mortals to hear that name.
I needed to be candid with the King of the East.
Yeah, but, like,
Euphemisms don't fly here.
if you keep saying his name, bad stuff is going to happen, because now he knows his name, and he might just say it too, because he thinks he needs to be candid with somebody. And then it gets to somebody, then that name gets to somebody else, and now suddenly mortals are saying it. That ain't good.
That's not really how we operate.
Might not be how you operate. Might not be how he operates. Might not be how the first sphere of influence out of him operates. Might not be how the second sphere, but it always gets out once you start saying that stuff. People talk.
I will take your concerns under advisement. I understand your apprehension. I understand your concerns. As I said, I understood it the first time you said it. But again, in this instance, I felt it warranted being candid.
I would argue it never warrants saying his name. Especially in the Pacific Ocean.
These are beings who, again, have lived lives beyond my comprehension, and that goes for both sides of this particular struggle. So I don't presume to filter for them. It's not my responsibility. It is my responsibility to advise.
At which point, then now we can get somewhere. Advise them never to say it after you say it, if you're going to do that. Because you just keep saying it.
I've said it twice.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. That's 2 times more than you should have ever said it.
Wait, are you satisfied with the
Not
volume
particular.
of your chastigation, or do you wish to continue flogging me verbally?
I'm not particularly satisfied because I feel like none of this has gone through, and based on what you just said, nothing has, and you're just gonna keep using his name. And I can say I warned you now. I can say I thoroughly warned you.
You warned me the first time, Gregor. As I said, I took it under advisement then. I'll take it now.
Nothing has changed. Got it.
You guys make your way back.
Hands in pocket, just.
Back to the chamber where Charles and Regent reside.
Uh-oh.
Oh, looks like Charles did get incinerated.
Oh, man. Doing due diligence, making sure that audio's all good, all things look good. Welcome back, Charles. We're glad you didn't stay incinerated for long. Let's pick up with...
You said long.
It's because it's the flight. Etch, do you get it? Majin, do you get it?
I blacked out.
Well, we'll return to Majin, your conversation with your brother. One of the last things he stated was that the divinity was no excuse for neglect.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. You know, I don't have a say in the matter. You know, it's not my thing. I'm not here to judge people or gods, I guess. So.
You are in a unique position in your journey, Majin. You will have, for the time being, you will grow in power. You will see yourself you will reach a point where you realize very soon that you'll be at a point where you have the most power and the most freedom and the least responsibility. Make no mistake, nothing is out of your control. Nothing is outside of your scope. You can grasp whatever you desire. If you feel a wrong is being committed, you have the ability to speak. Father and I no longer get along. It's very difficult to have a polite conversation with him now. This is because I am so frequently criticizing some of the actions of the Tengri. You'll hear things about me, I'm sure, but make no mistake, what it boils down to is I will not see another family torn apart by the actions or inactions of gods or by fate.
Get that? I respect that. What exactly is going on?
As you
Is
know,
there like a divide or
not yet. That conversation can come later. For now, I want you to take comfort in the fact that you have my support. No matter what you choose, you are your own man. Father will guide you in his own way.
I'll be honest, that's concerning to hear. Definitely with recent events and stuff. It's look. I would love nothing more. Freedom. That's all I ever wanted. To ride, to relax, the freedom to say fuck you and choose who I want to hang out with and choose what I want to do. The freedom of choice. That's all I ever want. But there's stuff that's coming up that I feel like it's going to affect that. Guys, dragons, these other things I don't know if you're familiar with. But I feel like you're the best person, I guess, to tell this to try to, to get us, ahead of the storm.
The trials that come will unite the gods, make no mistake.
But it's not just the gods. It's the dragons too. And whatever, those space things are, the good ones at least, it's those two.
That is something for you to petition for. I have friends that are of the same mind. Perhaps I can introduce them to you. And together we could see a change in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I think I like that.
Your concern for more than gods, for the dragons, for these creatures that lurk beyond the stars. This will not be a popular opinion.
Hey.
Oh, I mean, I might be new to all this, you know. Fresh eyes to a scene, you know, could be beneficial. I'm just saying. But everybody's got their own thing, and who's to say that we're right and they're wrong, you know?
There's a smile that creeps across his face. Looks at you with admiration. There's a bit of sadness. You get the sense that there's pride. You are going to be an amazing force of nature, Majin. I hope we speak again very soon. He looks past you.
Yeah.
You turn and you see he's looking at a gentleman who's wearing just a t-shirt, some ripped up jeans, heavy work boots. There's this big, full beard. His hair is wet with sweat. He has a few scars along his arms, his biceps. I have some things I have to attend to.
All right. Anything I can help with?
Stop it.
Not just yet. I'll introduce them to you very soon, my friends. For now, do what you feel is right. He pulls you in for a hug.
I reciprocate.
He then takes he walks over to his motorcycle, kind of coasting in first gear over to this gentleman. You see the gentleman, there's no vehicle in sight, but he begins to ride away. This gentleman kind of looks to you. There's a little bit of a smirk. What would you like to do?
Hi.
So he drove away. He rode away and left this dude here.
Looks like it.
I guess I'll approach him.
You do this. He crosses his arms in front of his chest as you approach. He hasn't stopped that smirk, though.
You need a ride somewhere?
No, I have a pickup coming. So you're Taloi's brother.
Yeah. Majin.
Oh, extends his hand. Heracles.
I shake his hand, like the real, like like the one they made the Disney movie after.
Yes, kind of. More 12 lavers, less training under Goatman.
Oh, that's yeah, man. This is okay. This is pretty cool. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
It's good to meet you as well. Your brother speaks highly of you, though from what I understand, this is your first meeting.
Yeah, it was the first time I met him.
Smiles and just kind of shakes his head. I hope that your relationship with him prospers well, and that everything he sees in you comes to fruition.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Me too. Hey, I got a quick question. You wouldn't happen to know like where I could get like a Pegasus, would you?
You were the one that raced Hermes.
Yeah. In Vegas, yeah.
I'll see what I can do. Not happy with your winged sandals, not your style.
Yeah, you know, not on the bike. It's open toed. Yeah,
Dangerous.
it's not the way to go.
Understandable. I'll see what I can do. See if I do know a certain sun deity who may still hold a grudge against Hermes. He may be willing to sacrifice one of his own steeds for a chance to hold the Winged One's sandals.
Okay. Yeah. You think you'd be down for a race?
I think he'd be down for a trade.
Let's go.
Okay, a trade and a race for fun. Just just fun.
Of course.
Friendly competition.
Of course.
All right.
I'll make some phone calls. For now, though, MAJIN hands you his card. It's a very official-looking business card. It's in sort of the letters are engraved, just says Heracles, God of Strength. There's something. Go ahead and give me a cult and whatever you think you would need to see something that may or may not be there. Subsequently, if you would like to forego the roll, I will allow you to make a choice here. You can choose to perform a type of marvel, but this is not exactly invoking a path, not exactly invoking a specific calling or purview. This is just going to be you calling on your awareness. The repercussions of which just means you take a little bit of a smidge further over into what the world truly is.
Oh yeah, let's go with the weird option. Yeah.
You imbue an awareness just for sight. Something is on this card that no one else sees, something that you shouldn't be able to see. Heracles, God of Strength, Keepers of the World.
I'll look up at him, back down to the card, not making mention of it, but yeah, thanks.
I'll be in touch, and we'll see if Apollo can get you what you need.
Oh, real quick, feel free to say no. Can I get a picture?
Of course. Happy to do so. You guys pose for a couple pictures. Some of them are just selfies and whatnot. Others are sort of like clasp hand. You can see the flex of his bicep. You flex your own. It's just it's like a lot of like, it's gym bro pictures in a lot of ways. After this, if you take a few pictures, you can see a car pull up and it says, "That's my ride. We'll be in touch."
Sweet.
You can see in the driver's seat is this darker-skinned Egyptian gentleman. His eyebrows are probably his most prominent feature, just immaculate, perfectly shaped. Brown eyes. He has a little bit of makeup along the edges, kind of the wings. He kind of leans out, looks over at Heracles, and then looks over to you. Rolls up the window as Heracles gets in. You can see them talk.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Is he like an Egyptian, like a Scion or a god?
Go ahead and so I want you to make a roll for me. You're going to be sensing the divine, but it's not. You're not exactly like. He didn't pull up right next to you, so I want you to make a roll. I'm going to call this your cunning, and whatever you feel like you would need to like get a whiff of that.
Nope.
And then there were 4.
We will press.
Is survival good?
Survival works for me.
Four successes.
4 successes. Yeah. You can get a whiff of what he's about. You've smelled along the rod that Phil held. The scent of the Egyptian pantheon. It smells very similarly. You like I shouldn't say very similar. A larger waft of that scent. You smell the dry dust and sand, and then as if wind is rushing past your ears.
Hey.
I would try to call out to them before they leave.
Hey.
I don't know if, yeah.
You see them talking, and they begin to pull off. You call out to them, they stop, and Heracles kind of points to you. Individual roses on the window. You need a ride?
Yeah. Oh no, I got my beauty back there, but I have this like, well, we have this like rod, this like staff that like brings people back to life and zombies and stuff. And it smells Egyptian. So I just wanted to, throw it out there. Maybe somebody who might want it.
I know exactly who's going to want it.
Okay.
He's a bit busy right now. I'll take it off your hands if that's what you're asking.
What happened? I know it wasn't like delivery said if I had it or not, but it was in my hands last time.
You were the last one to have it. You took it out of the cupboard.
Yeah.
You have it with you. It's on your bike. So you can retrieve it and pass it off to him if you'd like.
Yeah. I mean, I trust. He's riding with Hercules. Yeah, he's a good guy.
You pass it off to him, and he says, I'm sure that the original owner will be incredibly grateful.
Yeah, the guy that had it, he was a freaking asshole.
Heracles kind of leans across and says, "I'm sorry my friend is so rude. This is Imhotep." You can see this gentleman kind of shoots him a glance. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'll return this to its rightful owner.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet y'all. Slowly back away.
Heracles kind of
Back
leans
to the
over
bike.
again. Says, "Take care, Majin. We'll be in touch." Imhotep rolls up the window. They drive off.
God, that shit was fucking weird, man. It's like,
Majin, where do you go from here?
I'll probably drive for a little bit. And then the next, he's cooled down now. So the next building, gas station, door he's able to encounter, he'll try to make his way back to the RV on the island.
Understood. A meaningful conversation, a conversation with your brother, meeting Heracles and Imhotep, kind of shunts away the anger. Maybe not entirely, fully, but for now, it's subsided. You move to a new door. You quickly ride through this portal. The ambulance itself is giving you the ability to maneuver through time and space, not exactly back to the RV. You have to pass through his personal space, his lair. You find yourself in this place, Royal, as you're making your way back to Charles and or as you and Gregor are making your way back to Charles and Ryujin. You can feel it. The maybe not intrusion, but the arrival of a very familiar Tengri.
I will pause kind of mid-stride. I'll be back.
All right. All right.
I believe Majin has something he'd like to say. So I'm going to go find out what that is. Give Charles my best. I'll be back.
Goodbye.
Roy, you depart this space, and we'll get to you.
I will slip sideways into my parking garage.
We'll get to you two very shortly. Charles, Gregor, you are reunited as you and Royal Gregor were making your way toward Charles and Ryujin. You see the two of them, Ryujin back in his modest form, kind of leaning over Charles on his phone. Just says, "Yeah, no, drop the pin there." I mean, I guess if you want to mark that island as like a want to go or like favorites, but you know, the pin is here.
Okay. Hello. We able to come back yet, or Royal said we could, but then he ran away. So, like, is this my assassination?
I don't think this is your assassination.
And I don't have any goals to assassinate you, and it would be a poor assassin that needed to assassinate from his own home. I mean, I guess efficient, but...
Yeah, I mean, you're having a me day, so like...
Ooh, it's like that movie Wanted, where the guy was just sitting in his house and just firing the bullet?
Yeah. Exactly. Like, did he set something up where I'm gonna die now? Because he dipped right before.
No?
After telling me to come back. Okay, cool.
Not that we know of. Maybe he's getting Majin or something.
He did say something about Majin, but I don't believe that.
Do you feel like you need to die?
No. Why do you ask?
It's a very suspicious, like, it's a very, like, feels self-conscious. Do you want to talk about it? Like, it feels like either paranoia or, like, just, like, maybe you don't deserve, like, you don't feel like you deserve life. You know, like, that's...
And I know for a fact I don't deserve life. My life was a fluke.
Dude, are you okay? Do you want... We should talk. Come on, let's...
No, I'm being
come
literal.
here.
I
Take a
literally
seat.
don't
Go-
deserve
just
to be alive.
Kind of pulls you by the wrist, just not like forcefully, but just kind of sits you down in a cushion and says, "Talk about it. It's okay. This is a safe place."
I was running away from something and accidentally got born.
He pulls a roll, what looks like those pocket, like the plastic pocket tissues, the little rectangles, and he hands them to you. He says, "Go ahead."
No, that's the story. I was being chased by a god, and I wasn't created. I'm a created Scion, and I accidentally made myself.
Well, just because you're created, and accidental creation is a lot of how most people are born. But that doesn't mean you don't have feelings, and it's okay to talk about them.
I mean, yes, I'm not going to disagree with your message, but I don't need to work through anything. I understand completely that.
I understand. I gotcha.
Oh,
Kind of leans over to you, Charles, and just like, just keep an eye on him, okay? He's going to be very. He seems like he's in denial.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like,
You know, it's important for you as your friend, as his friend, to be there for him. And when he does decide he wants to talk about it, you know, just, you know, the most important thing is that you're there for him.
absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you don't feel that you're okay, Gregor. All right. Where's Royal?
Like I said, he popped out just as he sent me here.
Oh, okay.
Presumably his place, but I can't I can't hazard a guess, truthfully.
Understandable. Well, we have concluded our business. If you guys want to just hang out till he gets back, I was in the middle of a move. We can start it over.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Notebook, personally.
I've got others. We can watch Me Before You. We can watch. I mean, there's options.
Are you looking for something like that makes you touchy-feely and sad?
It's very important to be in touch with your emotions, and so often powerful figures don't feel like they can be vulnerable. You guys don't like romantic, like romance movies or like sad movies?
I mean, I'll watch a sad movie every once in a while, but typically I don't tend to watch those.
When's the last time you had a really good cry?
I don't think I've ever cried.
Oh, we'll watch it. Come here. And
Hey,
he
what?
shuffles you guys both over to the space where he had his TV and sort of couch set up. He throws on Me Before You, and yeah. Well, he gives you a choice. It's Me Before You or Last Christmas.
Christmas movie, sure. I feel like that's relevant.
Last Christmas.
I still like to vote for Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah, you guys begin to watch a movie with Ryujin, the Dragon King of the East. Excellent. While that goes on, Majin, you have emerged in this space, Royal, very shortly after you find Majin.
You'll probably see me like going in my wallet. It's like, damn, I forgot. I got to pay. Yeah, and flipping out a few dollars for his tribute of using your portal. Yeah,
You're seriously going to offer me currency as an offering? I mean, it's quaint. It's quite adorable.
oh,
So
I don't have much.
what tidings do you bring from your travels?
I mean, honestly, it was actually cool. It was fun. Met some family, brother of mine. I'll pull out the phone and I'll show him the picture of Hercules. Hercules.
Hmm.
You know, I returned the staff to Egyptian. Yeah.
Just a random Egyptian?
Uh,
That seems awkward.
it's Emotep.
Sounds official.
Yeah. I feel like I heard that name from somewhere. I feel like one of the Mummy movies. I don't.
So you went on the road, met with family, met Hercules and an Egyptian god.
Royal, as you're saying this, I'd like a roll from you, a cult and whatever you would like.
I will do occult and intellect. As I suppose I'm trying to discern something.
Makes sense, yes. A realization, perhaps.
Sure. There'll be 3.
3 successes. Dragons are not beholden to a lot. As you said when you first met these Scions, you pity Scions for their servitude. You pity.
Nope.
You have a
He's back again.
maybe not a correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't care for gods much.
I don't like their approach. I have a lack of respect for their sense of self-importance and all that other stuff.
One thing that gods are constantly beholden to and that they can fight against, but ultimately they are nearly slaves to, is fate. MAJIN was gone for maybe a few hours.
Mm-hmm. Not long.
And all of this happened. Fate is indeed working its prying fingers into the lives of these Scions.
Hold on, wasn't Emotep the bad guy in the Mummy?
Bad is subjective. It just kind of depends on who you ask, what your perspective is.
He killed a lot of people.
So did Hercules.
Did he?
Oh. He's quite... The hero of Greece has quite the violent reputation, my friend.
They didn't show that in the movie.
Oh, no, not really. They just showed him killing monsters and doing his challenges. Yeah, he has a bit of a temper. Very competitive individual. Very self-assured.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess, yeah. I guess Disney doesn't get everything right.
Did you see Pocahontas? I'm guessing that you're here because you're either looking to maybe Route 66 doesn't have it for you anymore. You're looking to go somewhere else?
I was just coming back to y'all, really.
So
I'm calmed down, so...
You'll find that they're not really somewhere where your bike is welcome, but if you like, I can help you get to them and put your bike with the van until we return to it.
Okay. Can Chi come, or
the bird?
Yeah.
Are you sure they wouldn't rather be joined on the island where all the other birds and fish are? They seemed excited last time they were there.
Chi-Chi's perching your handlebars and looks just like very intent. The island gets brought up in the amount of fish, and she's just staring at Gray.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
There is still the matter of the offering, of course. You wouldn't want to stay in debt, would you?
Is $50 enough?
I'm gonna sniff him.
Sure.
What is new about? Is there anything off about him or anything off on him, around him, in him?
Oh yes,
Up him.
he has developed a very unique scent. The tangray smell of horse flesh. And you can hear the drums, but in this as well, you smell the scent of the naga, which is your gift.
Mhm.
There's something distant here, something very faint. You can smell the winds of Egypt. You can smell the ambrosia and the incense of the Greeks. Something is different, though. These scents are muted more so than they should be, even with just a brief interaction. With coming into contact with actual gods, even if they are just their avatars, it should be heightened. These pantheons, these individuals have distanced themselves from that pantheon. Something about them is far away.
I don't suppose when you came into contact that they bequeathed anything unto you after receiving your gift.
My gift. What gift?
The rod you gave them.
Oh, I thought. I mean, they gave me a business card. That's about it.
May I? I'll put
What?
my
See the
hand
bit?
up. Please, by all means.
Is this the offering? You want the business card?
Are you offering it to me?
I mean, this came from Hercules. I don't really want to give up the business card.
You can write the number down.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
I will look as disappointed as is possible for me.
You pout a bit.
Ironically.
Right. Let me. Oh, we got some PS5 controllers in the van. Oh,
No, it's
quite a
it's
few
fine.
of them.
It's fine, Majin. I
I
understand.
don't
No.
like where this is going.
We will simply have to facilitate your travel and call in the dead another time.
Oh, wow. It is. Oh, hold on. I don't like. Look, okay. PS5. I did 3 PS5 controllers, right? I have about $200.
You've seen my arcade, have you not?
Okay. I have some box wine.
I will
It's divine. You tasted it.
I
Come
will
on. That's got to be enough.
I'm going to casually yawn a bit and I'm going to dismiss him to his friends.
Understood. The portal opens.
No. I shove him through.
Okay, understood. Majin, you can see Royal kind of yawn and then just wave a hand, and you are shunted through time and space. This is not as welcoming or as comfortable as it could be.
And I will give him a brief moment beneath the ocean before dumping him into Ryujin's leisure room.
Very quickly, you take a breath almost instinctually, and then just filled with water, you feel your lungs for a moment just, and then just you breathe again, expelling very quickly, coughing up seawater onto the floor in front of Ryujin, Gregor, and Charles. Gregor, Charles, your friend is very wet.
Hi, bud.
Where did your bike ride take you?
Hi!
Hi. As I get up from the floor, Yeah, I guess he didn't. Okay, well,
Okay.
what's going on?
Oh, this is Ryujin. We're hanging out at his palace. He's trying to make us watch sad movies.
He
You
pauses the
succeeded in making
film.
us watch the sad movie, Charles.
He pauses the film. You can see Amelia Clark is arguing with what looks like her boss in the film. I don't know how much you guys are paying attention to this.
Barely at all.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you, Mr. Ryujin.
It's a pleasure to meet you. You must be the third. Majin?
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm assuming sudden teleportation responsible by the Graham Minutes himself.
Yeah. I guess he didn't like my tribute.
What did you offer?
3 PS5 controllers and $200.
But you can't offer him things that are made in mass production, Majin. They have to be original things.
Well, it's a PS5 controller. 3 of them.
Yeah, but like he has access to mass production means like give him like a candid drawing and it's worth more because there's less of them.
Yeah, between...
But I also offered him the box of wine, too.
Yeah, I think where you went wrong was the PS5 controllers, because between you and I, like, the whole reason they weren't able, like, they weren't available for so long, and they're still technically not available, is because of gods and dragons. Like, we got first dibs.
Y'all scalped them?
We always get first dibs.
I will tend to the bike and make sure that Chi-Chi has a great time and is perfectly situated. You know, I'll make a gesture to the bird, like, you know, keep an eye on things here before I depart.
Understood. Returning to Ryujin's palace.
Yeah. Well, now that I know where it is, this is a bit easier.
Understood.
So,
Yeah, you emerge, rather Royal emerges before all of you.
Oh, so I guess the water wasn't, like, unnecessary to go through. And
It was the PS5 controllers, wasn't it, Gray?
I'd rather not discuss it.
Fair. Well, I can have another couch brought in. You guys want to have a movie night?
As enticing as that is, I have a dog I have to feed soon.
And we have a dead body to bring back.
Oh.
Doing that now? We're doing that now? I thought we still weren't doing that.
No, we revoted, remember?
Looks back. Yeah, we did. Okay, yeah, I guess we gotta do that.
Okay.
We're
You guys
naturally invited to the bonfire and the dead body like bring.
There's no fire. It's
I'm
already been
gonna have a
created.
bonfire.
No, I've got to stay here. By no fault of your, let me make this very clear. By no fault of your guys', I think my me day is gonna get cut short a little bit. I should probably take care of a couple things. Yeah, but I'll take care of some stuff on my end.
See, when people say there's no fault, it's not your fault. That usually means it is your fault.
Are there any forward orders that you have for your new subordinate?
I was gonna say, how do you want me to keep in contact with you?
I will always know where you are. I don't necessarily need... How do I explain this? The sword is my line to you. It is a badge of office, and when you need me, I will hear you. Don't, like, use it as a telephone. Don't put it up to your ear. That's dangerous. But, like, if you need me, the sword is your connection.
Okay.
can I sniff Charles?
Absolutely, you sounded divine.
Like a wet monkey.
He smells of that ink and paper. and you hear the rustling of pages, the familiar sound and scent of the shen. But alongside this, you smell almost like burning, like a fresh lightning bolt has struck marble. You smell the sea foam.
Oh, moving on. Is it okay if I start with Quetzalcoatl?
After what happened in... Oh, man. I'll tell you what. Yes, but I will send you word. I'll arrange the meeting. That one's going to require a little bit more finesse. I'm sure that, in reality, he may be grateful, actually. I'll set up a meeting. We'll make sure that we're taken care of. As far as standing orders go, present the situation much as you guys presented it to me. This is... He kind of quickly glances over to you, Royal. The gods are not our enemy for now. And that is to be stressed.
Doesn't have to be ever, you know.
To be fair, you guys started it.
That's another conversation for
I
another
wasn't there for that. I'm
I
just
mean-
saying.
It's a big world, and there are room for a great many beings.
Yeah, it seems like a great many of those many beings don't think it's a big enough world. It makes
So-
it easier for certain kings to do their duty.
Well,
So
go on.
just to make sure I'm on track, I'm assuming you all told him everything then.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
he knows everything.
Well, before we leave, I'll offer a deep bow and say until next time, Sensei.
Sensei, what?
He nods. Go
The Red
forth.
Power Ranger isn't gonna like that.
Go forth. I can shepherd you up to the surface once more, if you would prefer.
I can take it from here.
Understood. Royal, it was good to see you again. I look forward to seeing you again after you remember.
If you are familiar with my purpose, then there is no question that if you require my services, you know they will be rendered.
Your room is always open to you.
I get a headache.
There's sharp pain just kind of shoots through.
And with that headache, I will just I just leave. I will just depart unceremoniously, and I will leave the hole open for the others.
You open the space. Do you guys depart?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not sticking around for this movie.
Understood. He immediately clicks it back on, says, "Oh, Amelia, you know how to tug on my heartstrings." Turns the volume up. You guys depart.
Yep.
Yeah. Where do you appear, Royal, back on that island?
Yeah, near the van. And as soon as I get out, kind of still pinching my sinuses, I will reach into my jacket and pull out, I don't know, the biggest spliff I can find from the Caribbean. And I will sit on the beach and light it and dull my senses for a while.
Understood.
I prefer my memories to be self-induced.
Indeed. You can already feel a little bit as the we'll call it medication takes a little bit of effect. But things start to creep in before it does. It's conversations with a dragon. Conversations from time forgotten. You know the layout of the palace well because you think you may have helped design it. But as your mind gets a little bit muddied of your own volition, you force those memories back just for now. The rest of you, what would you like to do?
Can we
Make a bonfire.
can we not do it here on this little island?
I guess I just didn't think there would be a problem with doing it here.
Oh, why are we making a bonfire?
Because I like bonfire.
Oh, okay. I thought we was
Yeah,
gonna burn the body or something. I was like, the fuck?
no, that's already been taken care of.
What?
Yeah,
If we're bringing them back, why burn the body?
because that's a required component of bringing him back.
While this discussion is going on, Chim Chim kind of goes over to you, Royal, pulling some files from the van. He hands you one of the dossiers, or not the dossier you gave him, but some notes, the name of one of the individuals. I'm not sure if you wanted me to... Starts to sign. I'm not sure if you want me to let you know what's about to happen, but for propriety, make whatever final preparations you need for this one, because he's not going to be around for much longer.
It's not my concern what happens to them, as they are expected to make their own preparations.
Nods, kind of folds up the paper, and then just scampers back over to the van.
Yeah,
That just
kinda-
seems like. Oh, my bad.
Oh, you're fine. I'm just leaning up against the front of the van, like I'm on, like my butt's in the sand, like leaned up against the bumper, hitting my fatty, waiting for them to decide what they want to do.
Understood.
That just seems like extra steps to burn a corpse just to remake the corpse or body.
Yes.
Y'all need some efficiency.
I don't know enough about bringing back dead bodies to argue about this.
It's not about the efficiency that matters. It's about bringing them up through their essential salts. It's basically like a method that can be used on any kind of dead, as long as you have a portion of them, versus the kind where you need the entire body mostly intact.
So you didn't really need to burn the body then.
It would be it's best to burn the body because that's how you get the best essential salts.
Okay. Well, you don't need a staff because I don't have it.
You lost the staff?
Okay.
What'd you do
No.
with the staff?
I gave it to an Egyptian guy.
An Egyptian guy?
like a random Egyptian?
I mean, he looked official. His name was Emotep. bad guy
like
from
the
the
bad
movie.
guy from the Mummy.
Yeah. I hope he's not a bad guy in real life, though.
You gave
How
it
did
to
you-
the bad guy from the Mummy?
I didn't. I thought about it later. He was with Hercules, so I'm assuming he was.
Hercules?
Yeah, I got pictures. Yes.
There it is.
Did you ask him how he feels about that new death battle that came out about him and Sun Wukong? Because he got fucking mollywopped in it.
Oh, let's be
Spoiler
honest.
alert.
Sun Wukong is kind of a cheat code. All right, he's kind of like, Goku. Like they keep it. He's a little too much. Oh wait,
Yeah, maybe you should show them the business card.
yeah. I mean,
The sass from the front of the van is heard by all.
they gave me. Hercules gave me a business card. He said he was going to reach out to me.
Okay.
A business
Why-
card?
What?
The god of strength runs around with business cards?
That's not the weirdest part of this. What? Why?
It's weird for me. That's like finding out that there are couches and like end tables in women's restrooms.
Hold on, what?
We don't have time to unpack that. What's up with the big business card?
Yeah, why is that significant?
I don't know.
Is it weird?
No, did Royal brought it up? Is it weird?
I mean, it's a business card. What do you mean? Is it weird? He said he was going to reach out. But here, look at it. I mean, Hercules gave it to me. I just don't want to give it away.
Okay. So, I'm confused on why it was brought up.
Did you pull out the business card? I didn't catch if you did or not.
Yeah, I'll pull out the business card if they want to see it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the pictures.
Yeah, this conversation takes place. The business card gets pulled out. Roy at the front of the van. I need some positioning on Charles, Gregor, and Majin. Where are you guys having this conversation at? Near Royal, or are you guys back of the
Probably
van?
by the side of the van,
Side.
near the door, because that's where that's where he is.
Understood. Yeah, you pull out the business card. It says Heracles, god of strength. I'll allow you, all of you, to make a choice. You can make a roll, or you can see what the world really is a little bit further and imbue an awareness.
I'll imbue an awareness.
I'll make a roll.
Occult and whatever you feel would be prevalent in your mental.
I'll use intellect.
I suppose it's worth noting the absolute coincidence that Majin was only gone for a few hours and met both a god and another god on the road
And my brother God.
randomly.
He's the god of family.
There's a plume of smoke.
Oh, man. What's the result of your roll, Charles?
I got 5.
5 successes.
Yes, sir.
It takes you a little bit longer, but Gregor, you immediately see under the it says Heracles, god of strength, keepers of the world. Charles, Gregor's looking at it a little bit curiously, and you kind of look at it for a second. You're looking at Gregor, and you look back, and it all kind of fades into view for you, keepers of the world.
I think it's like kind of like holographic or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ask him what this means?
What's that?
Did you ask him what this means?
No, just figured it was like, Atlas, holding up the world type deal. Just some type of.
That's not Heracles' thing, though. It's
I know,
Atlas's
but they're like related.
Well-
It's,
Hercules did it as well.
All those Greeks smell the same to me.
I'm just look.
They all smell like fates dragging them across the world by their dicks.
Wow, what's so rude? I'm just saying. I just figured, it's just another title, another superhero group or something. Superhero
That's
god
what it
group.
sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the deal with you don't want to bring Phil back here specifically?
Yeah, I don't think it would be wise to do it in a place we don't have complete control over, given the fact that a dragon has appeared randomly, bringing eyes here.
Randomly? I mean, this is his domain to a degree.
Yes, but he came to this specific spot. There are eyes on here now.
Y'all want to go to Antarctic? That place, that snowy
Antarctica?
place. Yeah.
Could we see if we could just do it in Royal's prison?
That wouldn't work because he's separated from everything. Got to pull him back from somewhere.
That reminds me. I'm gonna ixnay from this conversation and grab the box of wine and the Titan Spawn eyeball, and bring it to Royal.
Understood. You guys see Majin enter the van.
Alright.
What's a Titan spawn eyeball?
The eyeball of a Titan spawn.
Royal, Majin returns. You guys can have this interaction.
Sure.
I hope this is an acceptable tribute of glorious divine wine and a trophy of one of our first accomplishments of killing a Titan spawn, the eyeball of said Titan spawn.
I will look at him finally, right? And I just I give him like a big cloud, like right in the grill. Just, I don't look away though, and I'm gonna look at the box of wine. And is there an eyeball in his hand?
It's like on top of the eyeball. I mean, on top of the box of wine.
I'm gonna pick it up. Like, how big is it? Just like an eyeball?
It's probably about the size of a little bit bigger than a baseball.
Like a
I
guess
softball.
softball. Yeah.
I
It's
definitely don't have one of these.
yeah, the coloration is a bit yellow. It doesn't look like it's rotting really, but it looks, the iris is just kind of slit down the center. It looks almost cat-like or draconic, but it's got the tendril. I forget the medical name for it, but the tendril.
The nerve,
Thank you.
the ocular nerve. Yeah.
Thank you. It's got the ocular nerve that kind of just cuts off or was snapped.
I will kind of still holding it, looking deeply into it as if it is my my Yorick. I will offer the remainder of my ginormous spliff to Majin with a nod.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is unexpected. Can it see me?
I mean, I should be dead.
I'll like shake it kind of like a magic 8-ball just to make sure there's nothing like rattling around in there.
Nothing rattling around. The scent of Titans usually follows their pantheon. This smells very faintly of what seems like just freshly spilled blood on a battlefield.
One thing you might want to keep in mind about your rendezvous, your happenstance meeting with Hercules and company, nothing that those gods do is happenstance. You were meant to meet him on that road, whether or not that was by his design or fate's design.
What you mean? Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, it was not a coincidence.
I mean, it was kind of a weird coincidence.
What do you know? How much do you know about the Greeks? I'll stand up, kind of dust my ass off.
I mean, really, just from the movies. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. Homer, Poseidon seems kind of an asshole.
So you ever see Clash of the Titans?
Yeah, a while ago. Yeah.
All right. So there's these three witches, right, that pop up in Clash of the Titans. They call them like Stygian witches. They're really just like a metaphor for the fates. Okay. When I was saying earlier, these are basically the gods of gods that keep their fingers firmly wedged in the skulls and rectums of the other gods and move them around like little puppets. It's all part of a grand tapestry of bullshit.
And you're saying we're all like that, or
No, I am not saying that whatsoever. I'm saying they are slaves. Even more so than Scions. They're slaves to destiny. The tapestry of fate.
but that doesn't sound like freedom at all. It's
Right. Sucks to be them, right? This is cool. Thank you. I toss it like I toss and catch it as if it were like a tennis ball and just kind of like lob it and play with it for a while.
Understood. While that goes on, Gregor and Charles,
I mean, I don't want to do it here, in a place that likely has eyes on it now. Unless Charles has some counter to that.
Well, no, I think our business is concluded in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Cool.
Do you have any like specific places in mind?
Well, we need to be able to put them down, which we already can do, so that's not really a problem. We just need to be able to, I just don't want to be somewhere where eyes are likely on it. So, middle of a desert, middle of a forest, middle of not a city.
The Saharan Desert.
Or the Redwood Forest?
Why the Saharan Desert specifically? I understand it's the biggest desert in the world, but why that one?
Well,
Because
said
it fills
away from
both
the
of
city.
your,
Sorry?
and it fills both of your little things. It used to be a rainforest, and it's a desert.
And it's away from cities.
Yes. But we live in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a passport, Charles?
Why do I fucking need one? Like, what are they gonna do?
I mean, there's no borders with clouds. So
I feel like that's not how that works. Do
What are
you
they
have
gonna
a
do?
passport,
Ask me
Majin?
to leave politely?
I mean, I don't need a passport if they can't catch me.
See,
What
my
if-
thoughts exactly.
I was only half listening. What do we need passports for? What's going on? Where are
We don't
going?
need passports. We're gonna go to somewhere secluded to bring Phil back.
Somewhere that doesn't
Preferably in
have eyes
America.
on it.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
somewhere
of
that doesn't have eyes on it.
there's a lot of secluded places. Do you have any place in mind?
The Redwood Forest.
The Grand Canyon.
Ooh, the Grand Canyon would be cool.
Ultimately,
There's this place called Meteor Crater. That would be pretty cool to do.
Yeah, the place we drove by in Arizona.
ultimately,
that's
Royal,
pretty
it is
epic.
your choice, as you are their ride, essentially.
I don't make the choice. That's why I'm asking them.
Understood.
But the meteor crater's kind of small. The Grand Canyon's big and open.
True.
So what I'm hearing is we're going to Yellowstone. that's what I'm hearing is we're going to Yellowstone. Whether or not you end up at the Grand Canyon or the Meteor Crater, we'll start at the tourist parking. You can put the van and the bike there, and then walk wherever you want to walk.
Yeah.
Cool. Are we allowed in Arizona? Just not Phoenix, right?
Shit, you're right. We might not be allowed in all of Arizona.
Pick a location, gentlemen.
Let's just go. Like, we won't worry about the
Yeah.
consequences later.
Yeah.
Well, and we
Grand
have,
Canyon.
we have again, yes, we have diplomacy on our side now. So
And a big ass gun.
non-aggression pact.
You guys move.
Yeah, we'll move to Yellowstone.
You move to Yellowstone through space-time. Usher these Scions, the van, all things and creatures to Yellowstone. Gregor, you are heading this up. What is the procedure? What are you using?
Well, I need the Orn manuscript, which isn't hard because that's in the cabinet. Then we're gonna spend about 30 minutes to an hour walking out into the woods. Per the Orn manuscript, we need to be able to put this fucker down. So prepare.
Cool.
Once he
Then
comes,
I'll ready my blade.
yeah.
Ready my gun. Reloaded.
Using the knowledge that you've gained from the Orn manuscripts, preparations are made.
Yep.
call forth Philip. It is not Phil who returns. Instead, in his place stands a tan-skinned man in flowing black robes. Bald head, simple winged eyeliner, and gold, almost like tattooed in straight lines across his cheeks, extending from the forehead down past the eyes into his cheeks.
I think
Whatever
you fucked up.
magics you are using to call, cease them. He is mine now.
I see. This is Dad, right?
No.
In another form? No? Okay, then.
He is
I
close
see.
enough to where you can smell the dust and sand and hear the winds of Egypt.
Who are you?
I am who he stole from. The dead are my domain.
That's fair.
I see. However, I merely seek to borrow him.
No. Cease your ritual. At once.
I'm gonna look to the other two.
If I may, I just want to say first off, it's nice to meet you. But also, he wasn't in his right mind when he was doing the stuff he was doing. Yeah, he wasn't, and we did return the item that was stolen, not to you, but
Yes.
to someone
gave-
who, yeah, to someone who hopefully could get it back to you.
Imhotep.
Yeah.
It was given to Imhotep. Imhotep has the item.
Do I think that this is do I think this is Osiris?
I'll need... I would say without a doubt, you know this is Osiris. No roll necessary.
It's not Anubis. It's not Anubis.
Yeah, no
Anubis
roll.
would have a dog head. Yeah.
Yeah, no
This is
roll
not it.
necessary. This is definitely Osiris. Especially with the claims and the ritual that Gregor was doing. He presides over death, resurrection. This is fully in his domain.
If it pleases the god of the underworld, there is a situation at hand regarding the person in question that I don't know that you're necessarily aware of. Specifically, a relationship that you may find close to home. As once upon a time, your brother killed and dismembered you and distributed your remains elsewhere to be reassembled and resurrected. Without that resurrection, you would not be standing before us now. Given the opportunity, the power thief that is currently in your domain might have committed some atrocities. However, it is the belief of Gregor and his companions that there may be an opportunity for redemption of sorts, a balancing of the scales. Now, I'm not asking to risk your ire, only that you'll consider the situation at hand for what it is. A brother of sorts seeking to resolve a situation with another brother.
I am aware of the creature that resides in my realm now. This is not the first who has stolen. This will not be the last. Where is the brother?
Kind of like I kind of side-eye Gregor.
And I look at you like, what the hell are you talking about?
I also side-eye Gregor.
I mean, we're all kind of brothers in arms. We've shared a journey and a story together.
Brothers by the blood of the covenant, not the water of the womb.
More so, it's my understanding that they were spawned from the same.
Not at all. Not even slightly.
Not this. You're not making this easy for me, Gregor.
No, I'm not. Okay. You know the war between the dragons and the gods?
I have heard
Oh, great.
enough of your reluctance. Cease
Very well.
your ritual. If you ever desire him again, looks over to you, Royal. I would recommend that you ready the brother, and that you fill him with stalwartness, so that he may steel himself if he desires him.
The brother is also
You.
dead.
If this creature is desired, I will allow no resurrection. I will allow no ritual. You will come to me.
Thank you for your time.
All right. Yes. Thank you very much. Wave hand. Candles go out. Have a wonderful day.
Osiris.
Sorry for the
fades.
inconvenience.
He's still there.
Osiris fades.
Gods.
Why did you lie to him?
I didn't lie to him.
Then what was all that about talking about brothers?
He was talking about you. What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm not his brother.
Okay, he said, in a sense, you're the closest thing he has to. He died for you. Oh, you know, this is bringing back some anger right now.
I'm literally not his brother, though. His brother is dead.
He said, in a sense. Okay.
The thought process being, why not just own up to the role in order to get this task accomplished?
Well, it seems that Osiris wasn't going to budge either way. My attempt to pull at his proverbial heartstrings, he's angry. He's clearly angry. And he wants a fight.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to challenge a god. At this junction, anyways, Phil's in his domain. That tells us one thing: he's not in the King in Yellow's hands, which means he can't come back. And he's holding on to it. So that's good. We learned something at least on that front.
But what if the King in Yellow decides that he wants Phil?
He would have to go to war with Osiris, which isn't his style, in which case the dragons will attack Osiris, which will then lead to Phil given an opportunity to escape. Assuming Phil doesn't have free will, he's going to take the opportunity to escape and return to his master. At which point he will have it. We'll have to check the news for fights in Egypt regularly to ensure that that doesn't happen. Also, imagine, why do you assume just because I learned this, suddenly feel extra kinship with Phil?
Obviously, you don't feel any kinship to him.
Yeah, you've been assuming that this entire time. Why?
Because a motherfucker died for you. He came after you. I'm sorry, not a lot of people do that for people they don't care about.
Also, I don't even know if he has free will. 1, 2. He came
He
after.
had free will because he did something against the wishes that ended up in his death. That's free will.
No, that's choice. There's a big difference.
I'm gonna argue semantics with you.
Either way, I'm not sure he had free will at all. I feel no kin, and I have never felt, or I haven't felt kinship for him since I entered this world.
But you had kinship.
I have a former connection in a past life.
And that's a connection.
Not enough. That's not enough for me to risk fighting Osiris for him.
Well, we might not have to fight Osiris.
Yeah, I know.
We could just travel to Osiris's domain and ask if there's anything we could do, like trials, if you will, to earn the right to bring Phil back.
But at this point, why?
Well, we voted on it, and we voted to bring him back.
Yes, but the point of bringing him back was to keep him out of his master's hands.
What you're saying is we're under the impression at this point that he is relatively safe in the underworld.
He is at the safest place he could be, unless the Egyptian underworld is invaded. He is firmly off the board. We bring him back onto the board, he might choose his old master over us.
I mean, it's a chance.
And
What do you guys want to do?
Honestly, this has only changed my mind on what we should do about Phil. Bringing him back is clearly a net negative for us at this point.
Clearly a burden that Osiris is willing to take on.
Yeah. Since that's what he... Yeah.
There's an axe to grind, as it were.
Yeah.
There is...
What you want to... Oh, my bad.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask Charles, what do you want to do?
Well, I want to try and check on things with Quetzalcoatl. Seeing as how he was the other dragon that struck me with lightning, I think. I just feel like it's right. Beyond that, I need to go to Egypt at some point anyways to visit Seth.
There is a flick.
Did you say Seth or Set?
There's a sound of just... as the candles begin to reignite, one by one. Shadows coalesce in this place. Gregor, you feel your ankles grabbed from below. Hands, spectral and bone, grip. And they begin to crawl up your body as you see the dead rise and grip onto your clothing. Charles, Majin, Royal, what do you guys do?
Pepper.
Question, Gregor, what the fuck you doing?
I cut
Well,
at
I'm
the
about
hand.
to commit suicide as these things are likely about to pull me to the afterlife.
Yeah. Glory be.
You begin to sink,
Pepper.
Gregor.
Oh, because.
No, fucking grab him, pull him.
I'm slashing at the hands.
You begin to slash at the hands, more arise as they grip, pulling you down, Gregor. There is a booming voice that emerges from beneath the ground as it begins to open. I claim the brother as mine. Your sins will be inherited.
I'm not the brother!
You grip.
I'm
Gregor.
literally not the brother!
You
Then-
grip Gregor as he begins to be dragged down by the arms and the strength of the dead.
Was the voice Osiris?
Very much so.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't the deal.
Gregor, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say I find these terms unacceptable. I don't think that Osiris is operating in good faith, and as I was doing my best to be absolutely 100% diplomatic, I feel transgressed upon. I feel slighted. Stupid Osiris, shame on you. I will imprison Gregor.
Understood. Is there a role for Gregor to
Well,
make?
if he wants to contest it, yeah.
Gregor, do you contest it?
I mean, I have no fucking clue what's going on here, so yes. As far as,
That would be
as far as
would be a clash of wills.
So, opposed roles.
yeah.
Let me get
Let's
my.
see. I haven't done a Clash of Wills before. Hold on.
The Clash of Wills.
Yeah.
This is going for Royal. This will be your next skill plus
Yep.
your calling. For Gregor, this is going to be. I'm going to allow you. What are your callings?
Mine?
Sage, Liminal, Creator.
Roll your dots in Creator, plus anything in your mental.
Cunning. I don't anticipate I'm going to win this. Or the dice can just do that, I guess. And do
You got 7.
9, 10. That 110 kept. I rolled 4 10s.
Excellent. Royal, you go to imprison Gregor to deny Osiris this his demand. Gregor is pushing. There's that force of strangeness, that same feeling when you speak with Lilith, and that same feeling whenever you witnessed the world through the mythos, and when you would convened with the creator, with the head of the pantheon. It pushes away.
I will. Obviously, I'm showing exertion, and I will, through like gritted teeth and like clenched fist, relate to the others. I can't stop this. And like I drop to a knee with effort, trying to snatch him away.
You see Royal take a knee as he's pulling Gregor. Charles and Majin, you grip onto his arms, trying to pull him back. To no avail, as Gregor is pulled into the crack of the world.
But what I can do is I can imbue Gregor
What do you
before
do?
he leaves. I'm going to bestow him with a knack that I have. And assuming he doesn't execute any aggressive actions against Osiris, for his imprisonment and for the length of my imbuement, he will have diplomatic immunity.
Understood. Gregor is dragged down beneath the earth into the realm of Osiris. Charles, Majin, Royal, you stand. As the crack closes, you hear Osiris's voice.
Messenger of the Infinite is actually what it's called, but yeah.
Understood. You hear Osiris's voice. I will see this entire family pay for their crimes. And that is where we'll close Season 1 of Scion Godsend. Well done, everyone.
At this point, being dragged into portals is just normal. This has become mundane.
Excellent. Everyone has achieved short-term deeds at this point. Keeping track of them. Oh, I'm sorry, Gregor, you have not. Still holding off on that. Well,
Yeah, I flipped my short and long term, so I have the
No
advised
worries.
value gem as my short now. But
no
yeah.
worries. We'll distribute XP. You guys will get a nice hefty bump anyway for the completion of a milestone in like the chronicle or the first chapter of this all. We'll see you guys for in season 2 in about a month, maybe a month and a week, as I'm gonna be going on taking a hiatus to craft season 2 and get some things sorted.
And I'm going to the beach. Bye.
Yes, Royal will be gone for some time as well. We'll see if you're able to rejoin us. But with that being said, like I said, we'll distribute XP. Anyone have anything to plug?
I don't exist.
No.
Sure. Rolling Nomads, Fridays we do vampire, stuff, Sabbat things, and we're doing some later on tonight, over on Twitch, Rolling Nomads. I'll be there. Gregor will be there. These other guys won't.
I mean, the storyteller will be there.
Hi.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Royal.
Yeah, I'm Alex, having played Royal Grey. You can find me on Twitter at Team LECO, TEAMLECO, offering up tepid takes on pop culture and the climate. Not like the climate like weather, but like the climate. Or you can find my dog, who is currently sleeping, at Baxter, the best boy, on Instagram, where I will often post pictures of him doing dog-like things. Yeah, otherwise, you can catch me regularly appearing as an Onyx Path or on as many of their streams as possible, playing as many Story Path games as I can.
Excellent. That leaves the remainder. Of course, we've been the Rolling Nomads. As Majin said, we can be found twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads. We play Sabbat, Vampire the Masquerade on Fridays, and a difficult to define chronicle 2 hours from now on twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads. It's like Kindred Come. We are getting ready to close out that season, the final season. And of course, you can find us here on the Onyx Path for Scion Godsend in about a month's time. But the best way to keep up to date with us is over on Twitter, where we are found under the name @_rolling_nomads, and it is best to keep up to date with us there, especially with this new season of Scion Godsend going to be gone for about a month. Keep up to date with us, follow us there, and we'll let you guys know when we're going to start back up, what's going to be in store. We'll give you some hints and sneak peeks and things. You can catch up with the first season over on YouTube, youtube.com/rollingnomads, where these episodes get uploaded I always fuck this up. Every Thursday. Thank you.
Yes, Thursday for Scion.
So yeah, that's the best way to keep up to date, best way to catch up with the episodes. Me, of course, I've been your story guide, Gilbert Ramos, found everywhere. That's TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch, under the name @RamosTheNomad. That's all the social media things. That's where I'm at. It has been a wild season, and I can't thank Onyx Path enough for allowing us to tell our story here. Look forward to getting a nice break in, and then continuing the story. More than that, though, I'd like to thank these lovely people here for participating in my bullshit. This is a collaborative story that we all tell together, and they've provided a great deal of things for me to build off of and to write in and create an interesting narrative. Thank you guys very much for playing. I cannot thank you guys enough.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
If no one else has anything else, then that's the wrap on season 1, guys.
Yay, we
Wild.
did it.
We did a thing.
Am I technically dead or just legally dead?
It's a lot like you've been dragged to the underworld. You're not dead. You're just
Yeah, so, but I'm in the underworld, so am I technically dead?
I mean, no.
Or am
don't
I
eat,
just legally dead because I'm...
don't eat
physically
food down there.
I wouldn't know that.
True. Well, maybe we'll discuss it. But thank you guys for playing.
For the Greek underworld, but that's the only one that rule actually is like codified as far as I'm aware.
We'll talk about it. But thank you guys for playing, and thank you guys for watching. We couldn't make this happen without you. I'm sure we would have been booted off the air long ago without your lovely viewership. We hope you guys really enjoyed this season. We really hope you enjoyed the episode, and we hope you join us in about a month's time for season 2. We'll see you then. Same time, same place, same Scions.